Alright, instead of the actual cards, I figured that today I would kind of switch it up and choke on my own spit and do bookmarks. This works really well with kind of the theme for today. So this came from Stitch Bookmark. It came out whenever they did like the reading nook, not the reading nook, but the what is it? The one with all the books and the big animals and the little animals reading together. It was one of the first ones that I did in my plan with me. Hold on, now I'm gonna have to look it up. One moment. This one. Oh gosh, because you could see that. Yeah. Whatever that one was. Like the read along or the something like that. Lending library. Whatever. Yeah, I can't. I can't today. So I took that die and I didn't use everything. These are really cool on their own. These are stabilizers for those. If you're going to string something through like a ribbon or yarn or whatever. I'm not going to do that. This might have some glue where these are concerned. So this was these squares right here. And I might do something interesting and glue them on. I have an idea. We'll see how it goes. But I was just gonna do like one of these and one of these. I just doubled them up just in case. So we will start on the easy one first. With this, I have the treat card and the treat card add-on. This one is the fall and winter one. It is treat cart coffee. So it has the fall stuff and the winter stuff. And yeah, so we're just gonna go with it, and I have no plan. I think what I'm going to do, actually, I would like, and I think that I threw the scrap paper away. That's okay, we'll use this one, because this one's on the floor right next to me. Okay, not that one. This one will work. I'm just using a scrap piece of paper, that way I can ink or do whatever, and you know, you guys can see it a whole lot less than what I was actually doing. Okay, only because I want to do this, but I want it kind of half off. Alright, so I am doing bookmarks today, because reading is kind of a like an alone thing, because every so often we kind of get stuck in a rut, especially with friends or even with family, to be completely honest with you, where and it sucks more as an adult than it does a kid, because kids have a lot of friends, they have a lot of people that they can go to and be with and spend time with. Adults not so much, just because, you know, we have jobs. We're very isolated. So that's what I wanted to do, was to put half of it on there. So whenever we have time off, if you even have time off, it is very, you know, your time off where you're not working or anything kind of means a lot. And if you ask someone, you know, hey, would you like to spend time together? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to whatever? And they also have time that they can do that. And you keep getting blown off. Like, no, I don't want to do this because I'm spending time with somebody else, which is fine. Or, I don't want to because of this reason or this reason. And that keeps happening. And this is mostly for future. I am literally talking for future me. Because it keeps happening. I'm kind of getting tired of it. But quit asking. Because apparently it's not gonna work out. Okay, which animal do I need that's going to work for this? Okay, that one. Yeah. Because apparently that person doesn't want to hang out with you. So it is me literally talking to myself to quit sounding like you're begging, because I just want to hang out with somebody and other things pop up. Or they would rather hang out with somebody else who they hang out with constantly. So that's cool. I mean, you've been friends longer, you whatever, so at that point I think I'm done asking. I usually have Tuesdays and Wednesdays off, and that's how that works. So I usually spend whenever I'm not like grocery shopping, like I have adult chores. And so being an adult, which I hate, my time is kind of limited. Like I have my daughter goes to school, and then I have 8 hours to do with what I want absolutely alone. So I can't do anything big. I don't want to waste money really going anywhere. So I want to hang out with people that I don't really get to talk to. And when those people are, like, know my schedule and aren't doing anything either, but are seemingly constantly busy with other people, with the same other people, then I gotta learn to just leave it alone. And not start acting jealous. Because that's kind of where I'm getting is well, you're always spending time with them, but you can't take time out of your day to spend time with me, then maybe we're not actually friends. Then why do I keep asking for time with you whenever you're not willing to give it? So it kind of sucks having that realization. But it just comes from me not really always being alone, but I always end up doing my own thing. So reading is one thing you can do on your own that works out pretty well. I do enjoy reading. I have gotten into... I don't really read, like, mysteries and stuff like that, because I don't really care to think whenever I read, to be completely honest. But I do, I'll read fantasy, I'll read horror, I'll read a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, cool. One of my friends that I had told should probably, find work somewhere else, I made the mistake of saying, hey, you should come work for me. Since I'm a supervisor, it is technically a for me, not with me. And I am so regretting that decision. Not majorly regretting the decision, but... yeah. The friends that I make are no good. Just go with that. I give up on making new friends, because... oh, it's been screwing me over. So what else can you do alone? You can play games alone. I have a lot of, and that's kind of my thing, a lot of the games that I play alone, or I like to watch people play games that I won't play. And wanted to do that today, but it turns out that the player had other plans, as that usually happens, so I am going to just stop asking. Because it hurts to keep asking and always be met with an excuse. Okay, so I gotta figure out what to put on here. I think that this is really cool. You can do like a tracker or something like that if you had sticky notes, like full sticky notes like these. Then you can cut it to put it on there and figure out, you know, maybe what book you were reading or how fast. They do have ones like these with a timer on them, which is really cool. And that one needs to be sharpened. I have given up on my automatic pencil sharpener. The blade got dull way too quick, so I will just keep buying these. Instead of like getting a little screwdriver to do that, to change the blade and everything else, because that was no fun. Ow. I don't want to do more green because the grass is green. We'll do this. That fox is like overburnt. The fox has been waiting for quite some time, and its color is a little bit of a mess. So I have been encouraging my daughter to read more. She does like, unfortunately, she likes the, she likes comic book style more than actual books, which is crazy to me. I don't think that comic books promote, the right amount of imagination for a child. And I would much rather her, she had, what was it? There was a newer dragon series, like On Wings of Fire or something like that. And that was a chapter book without any pictures, and it was hilarious because she had told me that that it hurt to actually come up with what they look like. And I'm like, are you serious? How does it hurt? And she's like, well, I gotta use my brain to actually think of what they look like instead of them being right on the page. I'm like, oh my god, your imagination is actually working. To which, I may have, you know, gotten glared at for that. Which is just fine. I realized that where is the red? Oh my goodness. Yeah, there we are. I realized that with school and everything, it is intentionally meant for a lot of children, for the creativity to be taken right out of them, and you instantly turn into this disgusting little creature who does nothing but work all the time. We're gonna have caramel sauce on there, which I hate. Ew. I have to be in a certain mood to deal with caramel, and nope. I'm never in the mood for it. Banana, which I realize is not yellow, but that's okay. She does, however, draw. I think at one point she was writing stories. She does do creative stuff, but oddly enough, like, not as much as I used to whenever I was old, whenever I was her age. And I kind of had it stomped out of me whenever, that was wrong saying, I kind of had it taken out of me whenever I was younger. And now I do stuff like this. And considering that I don't really have a big following, it's obviously just for me. So, okay. What am I going to put on here? We'll just put that. Okay, so I'm going to put on here, "You're the sweetest." Where is, there it is. I'm now molded over into the computer side. Oh no. But yeah, you could have this bookmark for a year or for a month or whatever, and even have the back be like a list of books that you've read, or maybe pages that you've read if you're a slow reader. I have accidentally kind of, I read at night. I read before I go to sleep just to keep my brain off and on something else other than, you know, impending doom and adulthood. And because of that, I don't sleep well. So I will read. And the problem is that I read on my phone, but I don't read very fast because I can only get a couple of pages before I'm, like, my brain is done. Okay, so I had mentioned in my plan with me using all of these little things as a background. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use them as background. So all this is basically taking all of these out. Actually, hold on. Making sure that they don't have any other ink on them. And I'm just taking all of them off that I want to, that aren't really Christmassy. Hold on, that's another one that might have extra ink on it. I'm going to lay them down on here and then kind of position them where I want them. So I don't want it to be all drinks together and then food. But considering that I'm going to have it to where it looks like this, you're not going to see a whole lot of them. So I'm going to kind of put them on the outside. Really wish they didn't stick to my fingers. Kind of like that. Okay. And this. Yeah, basically the moral of the story today is you can't really make people do what you want. It gets worse as you get older, which is not what people want to hear. And you just gotta realize that sometimes the people that you want to be your friends, not that they're not your friends, they just, you know, have priorities, and sometimes it's not you. And you have to be okay with that. And if you're not okay with that, then that means that you are the problem, unfortunately. Because only you can control your own emotions. I realize that the climate nowadays that's different. But seriously, if, like, only you can regulate your emotions. So if you feel jealous because you want to be around somebody and they don't want to be around you, for whatever reason. I'm not saying that, you know, you're a bad human or whatever. I gotta put something there too, but I don't want it to be the muffin because I already have the muffin on that side. Damn it. Okay, I think that's gonna go there. Yeah, not saying that you're a bad human and they don't want to hang out with you, but if they constantly have other priorities that are other people besides you, then take a step back and quit asking. And if they don't ask back, like if you don't get a, hey, do you wanna, I see that you have a day off and I have time, would you like to hang out? And then it's up to you. Are you gonna have other things to do? Or are you going to spend time with them? Really, this is me just wondering how long is it really gonna take before I wise up and realize that this might not be the best thing, because I would like to spend time with you, but if you don't want to spend time with me, then that's cool. You know, that kind of thing. And those are adult decisions. I hate making adult decisions. Okay, so the idea is that these are gonna go like that. And I should be able to put in 4 of them. So I'm gonna have to kind of put them a little bit closer. Kind of put them a little bit neater. Alright. So, how do I want to do this? Do I want it to be like a storyline? Do I really care all that much? So I'm gonna put on the first one, okay. So, and keep in mind whenever I do this, other than kind of like just putting on there, or knowing what stamp sets I'm going to use, I don't really do anything other than that. Okay, so I'm going to put Thanks a Latte on there. I'm just leaving these out. And do I want to put, what do I want to put for this? I guess I could put some of the critters on there. So I could do something like that. The bunny's going to be cut off, but it is what it is. I would like to get all of those away. And I'm going to need this off of there. Otherwise, okay, so I've got that. Okay, not too bad, just an ear. A lot of other things that one can do alone is obviously like making crafty crap like this. I realized that while I was thinking about what I was going to say, is that I do a lot of things alone on my days off. And while that is to like recharge and be away from people, that also means the people that I would like to hang out with, not really should feel special, because that sounds like really, really bad. But the people that I I want to hang out with. I don't do just because. Let's see. So there's that, but oh, I could do that. Okay. So this and this. Yeah, it's me basically processing the emotions of, hey, I'd like to hang out with you. Hey, you always find time to hang out with this other person. Okay, so I continually have these days off. Would you like to hang out on this day since you're not doing anything right now? Oh, you're hanging out with this person again. Okay, cool, then maybe next time I'm off tomorrow, okay, you're hanging out with this person again. Or, so it's like, okay, I give up. I think I'm done asking. And I would like to do it before I actually, like, put too much thought into it and then get, like, emotionally hurt because of how I feel. Yeah, that's cute. I can almost, oh, and I just made it all dirty. Yeah, that's cute. Then that's another problem that I have, is that I have a tendency to overthink things and make it to where, oh, there we go, I could just do 3. I think I'm gonna do it like that. And I like leaving those open, honestly, because that puts some visual pause in between. Where is? What? How does that work? Am I missing something? I'm missing something. Glue stick pen. Okay. So is this supposed to go up? That's so dry. I'm just gonna throw that away. Oh boy. Alright. So we'll take these. Anyway, as I was saying, me being a girl, I have a tendency to have my own feelings get hurt over something that somebody else did and didn't know they were doing. So, this year, I'm trying to not do that. So far, it's not working out. And in turn, I'm also trying to teach my daughter that too. It is not that people don't want to hang out with you because they don't like you. People just want to hang out with other people. That's part of the thing. They get to do that. You are not their only friend. And because of that, it could hurt your feelings, but those are your feelings and you need to regulate them yourself. We can talk about them as much as you want, but they're your feelings. So it is in your best interest to just quit while you're ahead. If they don't want to hang out with you consistently, then stop asking. Go do something alone. And yep, it sucks to do things alone, especially whenever that seems to be all that you do on days that you have to yourself. But if that's all that's going to happen, if that's how it's going to play out, then so be it. Find some stuff that you like to do alone and go about that route. And either, especially with Ember, she's got some smart friends. So I think that she'll be okay, because she has had that problem already where she has friends that have other friends. That's just part of it. I think I'm gonna make this bunny gray too. And because her friends have friends, there have been times whenever she's gotten upset. So just had to be like, they have other friends and they're gonna go play with them, and you can go do something on your own, or you can go play with other friends that you have. Tough being a kid. Worse being an adult. Worse being an adult with feelings. I wouldn't suggest it. Okay. So get those two done. I like how both of these turned out, actually. I need to put all of those away, otherwise they're gonna stick to me. And again, this is the same thing. It's really cute. If you want to put in like the title of the book right here and then who it's by, or if you want to do something on the back, you can. But yeah, that is it. It only took a little over a half hour to do. It would have been less if I wasn't complaining so much. But that is it. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you again in the next one.